Balad Sur Castle. Perched 200 meters above the Arabian Sea on a natural limestone outcrop, Balad Sur Castle isn't just impressive, it's ingeniously positioned. Can you imagine the view from up there? Built in the early 17th century during the golden age of Omani maritime power, this fortress served as both a defensive stronghold and a crucial watchtower. From up here, guards could spot approaching ships from over 15 kilometers away, giving the city the low precious time to prepare for either trade or battle. What makes this even more remarkable is the engineering. These walls, some reaching 12 meters high, were constructed using traditional Omani techniques. No mortar, just precisely cut limestone blocks that have withstood 4 centuries of monsoons and desert winds. Incredible, right? But here's where the story gets fascinating. Sur wasn't just any coastal town, it was the shipbuilding capital of the Arabian Peninsula. The legendary dhows that sailed to India, East Africa, and Southeast Asia, they were built right here. From these very walls, Omani sultans coordinated a maritime empire that stretched from Zanzibar to Mumbai. Portuguese explorers, British East India Company ships, Persian traders, they all had to reckon with the power that emanated from this seemingly isolated fortress. And here's a mind-blowing fact. Archaeological evidence suggests that ships built in Sur shipyards, coordinated from this castle, were among the first to establish regular trade routes between the Middle East and China, predating many European maritime achievements by decades. As we explore deeper into the castle, you start to notice something extraordinary. This isn't just a fortress, it's a masterpiece of defensive architecture with secrets built into every stone. These aren't random windows, they're precisely angled to provide 360-degree surveillance while protecting archers from return fire. And these passages lead to an intricate network of underground chambers that could house supplies for months-long sieges. But here's the mystery that has archaeologists baffled. Some of these chambers contain Sanskrit inscriptions alongside Arabic ones, suggesting connections to Indian kingdoms that history books barely mention. Who built these inscriptions? What secrets do they hold? Even today, researchers are uncovering new chambers and artifacts that challenge everything we thought we knew about medieval Omani civilization. Today, Balad Sur Castle stands as both a monument to human ingenuity and a window into a lost world. Recent restoration efforts have stabilized the structure while preserving its authentic character. It's become an unlikely sanctuary for local wildlife. Desert foxes den in the lower chambers, rare Arabian oryx graze in the surrounding wadis, and over 50 species of birds nest in its ancient walls. But perhaps most remarkably, on clear days, you can still see the dhow-building yards of Sur below, where craftsmen continue using techniques perfected under this castle's watchful eye centuries ago. Visiting Balad Sur Castle isn't just about seeing ruins, it's about connecting with a living history. The hour-long hike up the mountain path takes you through landscapes virtually unchanged since medieval times. Local guides, many whose families have lived in Sur for generations, share stories passed down through centuries, tales of pearl divers, spice merchants, and the legendary captains who sailed from these shores to distant lands. Balad Sur Castle proves that some of the world's most incredible destinations aren't found in guidebooks. They're waiting in forgotten corners of our planet for curious travelers willing to venture beyond the ordinary. Ibri Castle. Picture this. It's the 17th century, and Ibri Castle stands like a stone guardian watching over the ancient trade routes, connecting the interior of Oman to the coast. But here's what makes this place absolutely fascinating. It wasn't just built for defense. This fortress was designed as the ultimate strategic control center. Look at these walls. Standing 45 feet high and constructed from local stone and traditional saruj. That's a lime mortar mixed with goat hair and date palm fiber. These walls have withstood everything from desert storms to enemy attacks. But here's the genius part. Notice how the castle is positioned on elevated ground? This gave the inhabitants a 360-degree view of approaching caravans, armies, or potential threats from miles away. The castle features 4 distinctive round towers connected by thick defensive walls, creating an almost impenetrable fortress. Each tower served a specific purpose, from housing guards to storing ammunition and provisions for extended sieges. But the real magic of Ibri Castle lies in its stories. This fortress was the seat of power for the influential Al Busaid dynasty before they rose to rule all of Oman. Just imagine the political meetings, the strategic planning, and the crucial decisions that were made within these very walls. Here's a mind-blowing fact. Ibri Castle controlled one of the most lucrative frankincense trade routes in the Arabian Peninsula. Merchants carrying precious cargo worth fortunes would stop here, paying taxes and seeking protection. The revenue generated? It helped fund the expansion of Omani influence across the Indian Ocean. As you walk through these chambers today, you're literally stepping through rooms where sultans planned naval expeditions that would eventually establish Omani colonies in East Africa and India. The castle's majlis, or meeting hall, witnessed negotiations that shaped maritime trade from Zanzibar to Mumbai. Now, let's talk about the architectural genius that makes Ibri Castle truly special. The builders incorporated traditional Omani defensive techniques that are absolutely brilliant. See these narrow window slits? They're called arrow loops, designed to allow defenders to shoot outward while remaining protected from return fire. But here's something most visitors miss. Look up. The ceiling design isn't just decorative. These geometric patterns actually help with air circulation, keeping the interior cool even during scorching summer months, when temperatures outside exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is incredible. The castle features an ingenious water collection and storage system. Rainwater was channeled through specially designed gutters into underground cisterns, ensuring the fortress could withstand months-long sieges. This engineering marvel is still functional today. Every door, window frame, and decorative element was crafted by master artisans using techniques passed down through generations. The intricate wooden doors were made from imported teak, secured with hand-forged iron hinges that have survived centuries of desert conditions. Thanks to the Omani Ministry of Heritage and Tourism, Ibri Castle has undergone meticulous restoration while preserving its authentic character. The work took over 5 years and involved traditional craftsmen who used original techniques and materials wherever possible. Today, visitors can explore the castle's multiple levels, climb the defensive towers for panoramic views of the Al Dahira region, and even participate in guided tours that bring the castle's history to life through storytelling and reenactments. But Ibri Castle isn't just an isolated monument. It's part of a larger historical landscape that includes traditional souks, ancient affluent irrigation systems, and archaeological sites dating back over 4,000 years. The nearby Ibri town itself is a treasure trove of Omani culture and hospitality. Standing in the courtyard of Ibri Castle as the sun sets over the desert, you can't help but feel connected to the countless generations who walked these same stones. This isn't just a tourist destination. It's a testament to human ingenuity, strategic thinking, and the enduring power of architectural excellence. Beit al-Makam Castle. Picture this. The year is 1700-something, and while most women of the era were confined to traditional roles, Sayyida Thuraya bint Muhammad bin Azan al-Busaidi was commanding the construction of her own fortress. This wasn't just any house. It's called the Big House because it's one of the largest architectural buildings in the area. But here's where it gets fascinating. The castle was built using small and medium-sized stone blocks in all parts of the building, including the tower located in the northwest and the wall surrounding the fort. Every single stone tells a story of defiance against convention. Residing gracefully beside a serene Falaj Canal within the historic quarters of Baushar, this 300-year-old structure has witnessed centuries of Omani history unfold around it. What makes Beit al-Makam absolutely unique isn't just its female origin story, it's the architectural genius behind it. The castle has a square ground plan with 2 towers on diagonally opposite corners, creating a defensive masterpiece that's both beautiful and strategic. Walking through these halls today, you can still feel the presence of Sayyida Thuraya. Every room was designed with purpose, every window positioned for both light and security. The restoration work carried out by Oman's Ministry of Heritage and Culture has preserved the original techniques, including the traditional Omani saruj material that gives these walls their distinctive character. And here's something that will surprise you. Admission is completely free. You can literally walk through history without spending a single rial. How incredible is that? Now, I have to be honest with you. It's a much smaller site than other Omani castles, but sometimes the most powerful stories come in compact packages. You can park at the Rashan Shopping Center and walk up the narrow lane to the castle. It's like stepping through a time portal. What struck me most wasn't the size, it was the intimacy. This wasn't built to intimidate armies or showcase imperial power. This was a woman's sanctuary, her statement to the world that she belonged in the ranks of Oman's nobility. The staff there are incredibly knowledgeable and passionate about sharing the castle's story. There's always someone available to answer any questions you might have, and trust me, you'll have plenty. Beit al-Makam isn't just a castle. It's a testament to the extraordinary women who shaped Oman's history. In a world where female power was often hidden, Sayyidah Thuraya built hers in stone and mortar for all to see. Kiryat Castle, perched dramatically on a rocky outcrop overlooking the Gulf of Oman. Kiryat Castle, known locally as Kalat Kiryat, dominates the ancient fishing village of Kiryat like a stone sentinel. Built between 1622 and 1624 during the Portuguese occupation, this fortress represents one of the finest examples of military architecture from the colonial period in the Arabian Peninsula. But here's what makes this castle absolutely fascinating. It was constructed using a revolutionary building technique for its time. The Portuguese engineers combined European fortress design with local Omani construction methods, creating walls that are nearly 2 meters thick and built to withstand both cannon fire and the region's intense seismic activity. The castle's strategic position wasn't chosen randomly. From these battlements, you can see for miles along the coastline, perfect for spotting incoming ships, whether they were friend or foe. The Portuguese knew that controlling Kiryat meant controlling one of the most important trade routes between India and Europe. Now here's where the story gets absolutely incredible. In 1648, just 24 years after its completion, Kiryat Castle faced its greatest test. Imam Sultan bin Saif al-Yaruba launched a massive siege to drive the Portuguese from Omani soil. Picture this: hundreds of Omani warriors surrounding the fortress, Portuguese soldiers desperately defending from the ramparts, and a siege that lasted for months. The castle's design proved its worth. Those thick walls and strategic positioning made it virtually impregnable. But the most fascinating part? Local legend says that during the siege, the castle's water supply never ran dry, despite being completely cut off from the outside. Some say it was due to a hidden underground spring. Others believe it was divine intervention. The mystery remains unsolved to this day. Walking through Kiryat Castle today is like stepping into a time machine. The fortress features 3 main sections: the central keep, the outer defensive walls, and the remarkable underground chambers that most visitors never even know exist. The central tower rises 30 meters above sea level and contains living quarters that once housed the Portuguese garrison. But here's something incredible. The castle's architects incorporated traditional Omani fallage irrigation principles into the fortress design, creating a sophisticated water management system that's still functional today. From the highest point of the castle, you're treated to absolutely breathtaking 360-degree views. To the east, the endless blue of the Indian Ocean stretches to the horizon. To the west, the dramatic Hajar Mountains rise like ancient guardians. It's no wonder that early travelers described this as one of the most beautiful fortress locations in the entire Arabian Peninsula. And here's a detail that will amaze you. The castle contains original Portuguese cannons, some dating back nearly 400 years, still positioned in their original defensive positions. These aren't replicas. These are the actual weapons that defended this fortress during some of the most turbulent periods in Omani history. Kiryat Castle stands today not just as a monument to military engineering, but as a testament to the incredible cultural fusion that shaped modern Oman. Portuguese architectural techniques merged with Arabian defensive strategies, creating something entirely unique in the Islamic world. What makes this fortress truly special isn't just its history or its architecture. It's the stories it holds. Stories of siege and survival, of cultural exchange and conflict, of human ingenuity and determination. Al-Kondak Castle. Al-Kondak Castle, one of Oman's most mysterious and strategically important fortresses. This isn't just another historical site. This is a 200-year-old testament to military genius that's been hiding in plain sight in the Al-Buraimi Governorate. So why Al-Kondak? It was called Al-Kondak because of the ditch surrounding it. Kondak literally means trench in Arabic, and folks, when you see this defensive moat system, you'll understand why this feature was so remarkable that it became the castle's entire identity. This dry moat circling the castle is a rare defensive feature for Omani fortifications. Most Omani forts relied on thick walls and elevated positions, but Al-Kondak's builders went the extra mile, literally digging their way to superior defense. Constructed in the early 1800s, though some sources suggest it was probably built at the end of the 17th century, This fortress showcases brilliant military engineering. The castle has an almost square ground plan with round towers on its four corners. These aren't just decorative elements, people. Each circular tower provided 360-degree surveillance and created overlapping fields of fire. Any invader approaching from any direction would find themselves in a deadly crossfire zone. It is a square-shaped building with four circular towers and a main gate surrounded by high fences. But here's what's fascinating. The upper floor contains two decorated rooms featuring plasterwork and ornate windows. Built using stone and clay, this wasn't just a military installation. It was designed for comfort and status. Location, location, location. Al-Kondak Castle wasn't built here by accident. Al-Buraimi Governorate is famous for its strategic and vital commercial location, as it is located in the northwest of the Sultanate, and because of its elevation above sea level and the availability of water, wadis and falaj in it. It was a path for trade. The castle served as a stronghold and a defensive fortification for the local residents, showcasing traditional Omani architectural elements and military ingenuity. This was the guardian of one of Arabia's most important trade routes. As we explore inside, you can feel the weight of history in every stone. Visitors can explore a network of corridors, barracks, a prison, and a mosque, all of which highlight the fort's significant role in Oman's history. Think about it. This castle had everything needed for a complete defensive community. Soldiers could live, worship, and defend all within these walls. The mosque reminds us that, even in times of conflict, spiritual life remained central to Omani culture. Here's something incredible. The ministry restored it in 1994, and more recently, the fort underwent comprehensive restoration that lasted for 35 months, making it a prominent destination for those interested in the region's history. This wasn't just a quick fix. This was a labor of love that took nearly 3 years. The restoration team used traditional materials and techniques, ensuring that when you visit Al-Kondak Castle today, you're experiencing authentic 19th century Omani architecture. Standing here at Al-Kondak Castle, you're not just looking at stones and mortar, you're witnessing the ingenuity of Arabian military architecture. Al-Buraimi has taken the motto of Al-Kondak Fort, the trench fort, and honestly, I can see why. This castle represents everything I love about exploring historical sites. It's the perfect blend of strategic military thinking, cultural heritage, and architectural beauty. The fact that its unique trench defense system was so remarkable that it defined the castle's entire identity tells you everything about how innovative this place was for its time. Al-Hilla Castle. Picture this. It's around 1800, and you're a local governor tasked with protecting one of the most strategic locations in northern Oman. You're positioned right at the crossroads between the Sultanate of Oman and what we now know as the UAE border. This is exactly where Al-Hilla Castle was born. Al-Hilla Castle sits majestically in the Al-Buraimi Governorate, a region that has been a crucial meeting point of civilizations for centuries. What makes this location absolutely incredible is its strategic importance. Imagine controlling a gateway between two nations, monitoring trade routes, and serving as the administrative heart of an entire region. Built sometime around 1800, this rectangular fortress was designed to be the residence of the local governor. But this wasn't just a home. It was a symbol of authority, a defensive stronghold, and a center of regional power all rolled into one magnificent structure. The castle features a brilliant rectangular ground plan with not one, but two distinct enclosures. This double enclosure design wasn't accidental. It was military genius. The outer enclosure provided the first line of defense, while the inner sanctuary housed the most important facilities and offered final protection if the outer walls were breached. Now, here's what absolutely blew my mind about Al-Hilla Castle. These walls don't just rise casually from the desert floor. They soar between 4 to 6 meters high, creating an imposing barrier that would have been visible for miles across the flat desert landscape. As I walk along these ancient walls, I can feel the incredible craftsmanship that went into every single stone. The builders didn't just stack rocks. They created a fortress designed to withstand both the harsh desert elements and potential sieges. Notice how the walls aren't just tall, but thick and sturdy, built to last centuries. Step inside with me, and you'll discover something remarkable. The two-enclosure system creates distinct spaces, each with its own purpose and level of security. The outer courtyard would have bustled with daily administrative activities, meetings with tribal leaders, and general governance duties. But the inner enclosure, this was the holy grail, the governor's private quarters, treasury rooms, and the most secure areas of the entire complex. The architectural layout tells a story of hierarchy, security, and the sophisticated understanding of defensive design that Omani builders possessed over 200 years ago. From up here, you can see exactly why this location was chosen. The view stretches endlessly across the desert, providing early warning of approaching caravans, traders, or potential threats. This wasn't just a castle, it was an early warning system, a command center, and a safe haven all in one. What strikes me most about Al Hilla Castle isn't just its physical presence, it's what it represents about Omani culture and values. This fortress embodies the Omani principles of hospitality combined with strength, openness balanced with security. Think about this. While European castles were built primarily for warfare, Al Hilla Castle served as both a defensive structure and an administrative center. The governor who lived here wasn't just a military commander. He was a judge, diplomat, trade negotiator, and community leader all rolled into one. Recently, Oman's Ministry of Heritage and Tourism has recognized the incredible value of preserving sites like Al Hilla Castle. In 2023, they opened bidding for professional management of both Al Hilla and the nearby Al Kondak Castle, showing their commitment to preserving these irreplaceable pieces of history. Today, Al Buraimi may be a quieter town compared to the bustling city of Al Ain just across the border, but Al Hilla Castle stands as a testament to the region's rich past and its continued importance as a cultural bridge between nations. Standing here, I'm reminded that this isn't just ancient history, it's a living connection to the values and ingenuity that continue to shape modern Oman. If you're planning your next adventure and want to experience authentic Arabian heritage away from the typical tourist crowds, Al Hilla Castle should definitely be on your radar. The Al Buraimi Governorate offers incredible opportunities to explore genuine Omani culture, from historic fortifications to traditional markets and stunning natural landscapes. Al Hilla Castle isn't just a destination. It's a portal to understanding the sophisticated civilization that has thrived in Oman for centuries. It's a reminder that some of the most incredible experiences come from stepping off the beaten path and discovering the stories that ancient stones have to tell. Beit Ar Radada Castle. Picture this. Beit Ar Radada Castle dates back to the 17th century and was one of the fortresses of the Bani Riyam tribe, which controlled the mountain heartland. But here's where it gets fascinating. The castle is situated at the exit of the Wadi al-Muaydin out of the Hajar Mountains and protected the Birkat al-Muz oasis. Think about that strategic positioning for a moment. This wasn't just some random location. The Bani Riyam tribe literally controlled the entire mountain heartland, and this castle was their key to power. One of the most powerful Omani tribes, the Bani Riyam, settled here. The families that make up the tribe lived between Jabal al-Akhdar, the nearby Green Mountain, and Birkat al-Muz. But what makes this castle absolutely mind-blowing isn't just where it was built, it's how it was built. The castle combines the defensive and traditional elements of architecture, as its thick walls, topped with towers constructed of brick clay, hide an architectural elegance that is revealed in the shape of multiple arches, painted ceilings, and elaborate plaster engravings. Now, here's something that'll absolutely amaze you. This magnificent castle, located in the charming town of Birkat al-Muz, showcases the traditional Omani style, characterized by its grand arches, intricate carvings, and stunning stonework. Visitors are welcomed by the castle's imposing facade, which hints at the grandeur that lies within. But wait, it gets even better. This fort was built in 17th century and combines the element of defense and architecture. The interior feature of the fort looks elegant with painted ceilings, intricate plasterwork, and other finest work of art on the walls. And here's a fact that'll blow your mind. This isn't just about the castle itself. A fallage runs along the bastion and is a World Heritage. That's right, this castle is connected to a UNESCO World Heritage irrigation system. This irrigation system from Oman is made of ancient water channels from 500 AD. Can you imagine? Water channels from 500 AD, still flowing past a 17th century castle. That's over 1,500 years of continuous engineering brilliance. Now, here's where the story becomes both beautiful and haunting. Poised across the yawning mouth of a great pass into the mountains, Burkat al-Maz was one of the fortresses of the Bani Riyam tribe, which controlled the mountain heartland. Collapsing into ruin until recently, the mud brick fortress and its painted ceilings are now well on the way to restoration. Think about what that means. This castle literally commanded the entrance to an entire mountain kingdom. Every trader, every traveler, every potential invader had to pass under the watchful eyes of this fortress. Once a hub of thriving banana plantations, this village now offers a poignant glimpse into the lives of Omani villagers of the past. Despite its abandonment for over 50 years, the village structures have remarkably endured, allowing us to step back in time. 50 years of abandonment, yet still standing strong. That's the testament to Arabian architectural mastery. Today, when you visit Beit Radada Castle, you're not just seeing a building, you're stepping into a living museum. The castle stands as a testament to Oman's rich cultural heritage, offering visitors a chance to step back in time and explore the grandeur of traditional Arabian architecture. The restoration work has been incredible. Those painted ceilings, the elaborate plasterwork, the intricate carvings, it's all been lovingly preserved to show you exactly what life was like for the mountain lords of ancient Oman. And the best part? Unlike some of the more famous castles in Oman, Beit Radada still feels like a hidden gem. You can explore these ancient halls, walk these historic battlements, and imagine the echoes of centuries past without fighting crowds of tourists. So there you have it. Beit Radada Castle, a 17th century fortress that controlled mountain kingdoms, showcases UNESCO World Heritage irrigation systems, and stands as one of Oman's most spectacular yet underrated architectural treasures.